Take a moment to reflect on your day, your week, your life. How much of your mental energy is consumed by wanting? Wanting a new possession, a different job, a better relationship, more recognition, a change in circumstances. This relentless yearning, this persistent feeling of, if only I had X, then I would be happy, is a universal human experience. But what if this very desire, this fundamental urge to crave, is the root cause of much of our suffering and an endless cycle we unknowingly perpetuate? In a world that constantly tells us to want more, to achieve more, and to consume more for happiness, we are paradoxically left feeling more empty and unsatisfied than ever. We chase fleeting pleasures, only to find them evaporate, leaving us longing for the next thrill. This endless pursuit is a trap. This video will explore the craving mind, diving deep into the profound wisdom of Buddhist philosophy as a radical path to breaking this cycle. We'll discover how to find true contentment and liberate ourselves from the relentless grip of desire. At the core of Buddhist philosophy, as taught by Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, are the Four Noble Truths. These are not dogmas, but a practical framework for understanding and overcoming suffering, offering a diagnosis and a prescription for human well-being. Truth of suffering, dukkha. Life is suffering. This isn't just about pain or misery, but a pervasive sense of unsatisfactoriness, imperfection, and unease inherent in all existence. Even joy is impermanent and leads to suffering when it fades. Truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya. Suffering arises from craving or attachment, Taṇhā. This craving is for pleasure, for existence, for non-existence, for possessions, for status, for anything external that we believe will bring us lasting happiness. Truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha. Suffering can cease. It is possible to liberate oneself from this cycle by abandoning craving and attachment. Truth of the path to the cessation of suffering, magga. The path to cessation is the Noble Eightfold Path, a practical guide to right understanding, thought, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, and concentration. Buddha quote, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts. It is made up of our thoughts. If a man speaks or acts with an evil thought, pain follows him. If a man speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves him." The Dhammapada. The central message is clear. Suffering is not an external punishment, but an internal condition stemming from our own minds and our attachment to desire. It's a powerful and direct challenge to the modern consumerist mentality that constantly stimulates and exploits our desires. The Buddhist concept of craving, Taṇhā, is crucial. It's not about having desires which are natural, but about the grasping, clinging, and attachment to those desires, and the belief that fulfilling them will bring permanent satisfaction. This attachment is problematic because everything in existence is impermanent Anicca and non-self Anattā. Impermanence Anicca also include relationships. And even our own bodies and thoughts are constantly changing and will eventually cease to be. Clinging to them is like trying to hold water in your hands. Non-self, Anattā, the idea that there is no fixed, unchanging, permanent self or soul. What we perceive as self is a collection of constantly changing physical and mental phenomena. Our attachment to a stable ego or identity linking to Nietzsche and authenticity also fuels craving. Nietzsche, quote, on overcoming oneself and changing values. Man is something that shall be overcome, while Nietzsche's will to power focuses on active striving and value creation. It also implies overcoming our baser, reactive impulses, including the uncritical embrace of endless desire. He too saw the need for constant self-mastery. The consumer society, however, thrives on creating and exploiting our craving. It constantly presents new desires, promising happiness if we acquire the latest product, achieve the next milestone, or gain more recognition. This traps us on the hedonic treadmill from our previous video on happiness, where satisfaction is always fleeting and the mind is perpetually seeking the next fix. This cycle creates not only personal suffering but also contributes to broader societal problems. Environmental degradation from endless consumption, social inequality driven by insatiable greed, and a collective mental exhaustion from the relentless pursuit of more. The good news is that Buddhism offers a clear, practical path to breaking this cycle of craving and suffering, the Noble Eightfold Path. This isn't a set of rigid rules, but a guide to cultivating wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. Wisdom, prajna, right understanding, comprehending the Four Noble Truths and the nature of reality. Right thought, cultivating thoughts of compassion, nonviolence, and detachment. Ethical conduct, skla. 3. Right speech, speaking truthfully, kindly, helpfully, and without gossip. 4. Right action, acting in ways that do not harm oneself or others. 5. Right livelihood, engaging in work that does not cause harm and supports one's spiritual path. Mental discipline, samdhi, liu, right effort. Consciously working to overcome unwholesome states and cultivate wholesome ones. 7. Right mindfulness sati, cultivating present moment awareness. Observing thoughts and feelings without judgment, linking to Zen and overthinking. 8. Right concentration, developing deep, focused attention through meditation. Buddha, quote, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The Dhammapada, the Noble Eightfold Path, directly addresses the craving mind by training us to see reality as it is. Understanding impermanence and non-self reduces our attachment to fleeting desires. Cultivate inner qualities, focusing on compassion, ethical action. And mental clarity brings a more stable sense of well-being. Practice presence. Mindfulness keeps us anchored in the here and now, preventing the mind from getting lost in future desires or past regrets. This path, while demanding, offers a profound liberation from the constant struggle of the craving mind, leading to a deeper, more lasting sense of peace and contentment. Breaking the cycle of desire and suffering is a revolutionary act in our modern world. It's an internal revolution that redefines wealth, success, and happiness. The epical mind recognizes that true freedom is not the freedom to acquire endless possessions, but the freedom from the tyranny of endless craving. It's the liberation to find contentment in the present, to engage with life with a spirit of non-attachment, and to find joy in genuine connection and purpose. So, as you navigate the constant stream of desires in your life, what is one craving you are ready to observe without immediately acting upon it? How can you practice more mindfulness in your daily activities to appreciate the present? What does non-attachment mean for your relationship with possessions or external validation? How can understanding impermanence reduce your suffering when things don't go your way? Are you ready to embark on a path that redefines happiness, not as endless pleasure, but as liberation from craving? The power to break free from the craving mind, to find profound peace and contentment, lies within you. It is time to awaken that power, to embrace the wisdom of Buddhism, and to become the master of your own desires.